Good morning, everyone. I am back in my trailer home. I was visiting my son earlier. I did another run to the storage unit. And so I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick update. I'm getting rid of my expensive storage unit that was all neat and organized, and I'm moving it into a small one where it's going to be neat, but it's not going to be organized. I probably will never see anything in there again if it's more than 2 feet in. But I was spending $230 a month for this, and I'm now spending $50. My intent initially, when I put it in the storage unit, was to keep it there for about 6 months, move into a place, and my plans didn't match God's. Kitty's here. We're going to see if he's going to behave. Are you going to behave, huh? Go look out the window. I'll pet you for a little bit, but you're going to have to behave, okay? You're not sleepy, though, which means he's going to be up to something. Okay. So I'm just going to go over some headlines again and talk about what's going on. The devil wants to basically take over and do his thing, and he can't. He's trying. He's got his workers out there doing their best, and we're stopping them. God's always in charge, so you don't have to worry about the ultimate income of what's going to happen. But to get there, sometimes we don't see the path. That's where we got to have trust. The park I'm looking outside is rather quiet and empty right now. I don't see anybody fishing. So I've got a light day. In any case, looking at some of the headlines, they were arresting judges. It's about time. But they caught the judges doing things that were illegal. They didn't arrest them for their blocking directly. One judge said, oh, he ran out the door, and when the ICE people ran out the door, she took the bad guy and took him back into her quarters, into her chamber. When they figured that out, they arrested her. But we're finding out that there's more to what's going on. A lot of this stuff, we're finding out that the COVID scare was a attempt to overthrow the country. Duh. Give them more power over us. Power they shouldn't have taken, but they did. And it was all understood and controlled, as we were. There was a massive explosion in Iran. They had rocket fuel being stored there, and it blew up. Pretty big boom. They say that it killed 50, 60 people, maybe higher. They never tell the truth in these places. And hundreds injured. If you remember a few years back, there was one in the port city in Lebanon. I think it was a fertilizer or something, but it was something to do with their weapons again. So, and everybody, of course, blames Israel for it, whether it was an accident or not. It doesn't matter. They're going to blame Israel, and the media will jump on it because they hate Israel. So, the mainstream media. I am thirsty this afternoon. I had to do a little bit of work because I had to move all those boxes from one place to another. All right, I'm back. Oh, he's biting me, so now he has to go. No biting. My air conditioning comes on sometimes. I thought it felt good and it didn't need to come on, but it has its own mind. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read the headlines at instead of squinting and trying to figure out if I got it right. These are the things that show up on my YouTube channel. Final Judgment with It's Hope for Our Times, Tom Hughes, and he's got a guest on. So, worth watching. There's a White House briefing video up here. Kathleen Levitt is going over the current things going on, especially with the border czar and with the arrests of the judges. They're talking about that. It says Flight 10 for SpaceX is ready to launch. It's been kind of quiet. He's been busy finding corruption in our government, and his companies are kind of sitting around waiting for him to say go. So hopefully we'll get back on schedule. They were having some issues the last couple of launches. They've had problems in the spaceship part of it. The booster's been fine. They had problems in the spaceship. It wasn't the final design, so they just thought they'd launch it, but they had to figure out what the problem was, and I think they got it figured out. They're looking at first 100 days of Trump. I don't think you're going to find any president that has as much good stuff to say in the first 100 days. I'm looking also, one of my favorite video people to watch, John Barnett. He's got an online thing in here. It says, you can see the machinery of the beast forming. He's referencing Revelation 11 and 13. Yes, we can. We can see it out there. The beast system is getting it ready for the Antichrist. And we'll be happy to take over and kick the beast aside. The harlot aside, I should say. Another one in here I'm looking at, they're talking about being ready for the temple. They have the high priest is ready. They have a high priest in Israel to perform the ceremonies and do everything necessary to bless and sanctify the temple when it's built. So they're ready. They get a slew of cartoons. I like cartoons. As a kid, I met Mel Blanc a number of times, the voice of Bugs Bunny and many others. He was my aunt's neighbor. Let's see, what else we got? Is that all the main important stuff going on? Well, they're saying that China is getting ready to collapse, and they're probably going to replace somebody here soon. Let's see if that happens. They can't get by without the United States. And if they completely put a wall up between us, you know, they have the Great Wall of China, so they're used to walls, but if they put a wall up between us and the United States and China, they will collapse. They need our economy. What else is going on? They inducted some more rock and roll people into the Hall of Fame. Who's in that group? Jethro Tull. Cyndi Lauper, I think, was in there. Yeah, I'm old. Used to like to listen to some of this stuff. Some of it was way out there, but everybody had good songs. Elvis had good songs, but he also sang gospel. You have to look for the records, but he sang gospel, because that was where he started. Dolly Parton started singing in church too. That's where they got their start. They're saying, is the next pope going to be the false prophet? Could be. Pope dies, then what? John MacArthur. Another good teacher online. This is where I spend my time during the day. If I'm not doing something else, I'm watching these guys and their videos. Check them out. I have many more. I don't see Barry up here because he only comes in when he's got some new insight. He has a day job. He's a chiropractor. And they're good. I saw one for years for my neck until it got to the point where he said, I can't do any more for you. And he called a surgeon friend of his and they operated on my neck. What else is going on? That's basically, there's all kinds of stories, but that's basically the things that are important to us. They keep having earthquakes in the Middle East, in Turkey now, and other places over there. The Middle East, because it's part of the continental push that's shoving up, pushing the Himalayas up, the Indian mountains and all those mountains going up. It's because the plates are being shoved in that direction. There is continental drift between the Americas and Africa and that. They're drifting apart. And it's pushing everything up. If you could back everything back down, you might get your Pangea. Hello, Kitty. Are you going to be nice? Huh? Are you going to be nice or are you going to bite me? Just be nice. And I'll pet you. If you bite, though, you have to go. Nope. Nope. Kitty knows that if he bites, it interrupts me. Okay. I'm just kind of rambling right now. So, put up with I'm so tired, I'm having trouble concentrating mode. I've been moving my storage unit for 2 weeks now. They raised my price again this last month, and I said this is the last month I'm going to pay it. And so I said I'm going to be out by the end of the month. And I'm down to where I'm almost out. I've got stuff left in there that I can get in 2 more loads and then I'll be done. The only thing that's left is an old bed that I've got that it's probably good for the dump. And I may have to let them just take it and charge me $50 to take it to the dump. Then I'll be done with it. I can fit everything else in my car. I can't fit that in my car. I don't remember how I got it in there when I first put it in. I really don't. I don't know. I don't remember how I put it in there, but everything else could have gone in through my car, but in any case, trying to get things simplified in my life. Our lives can get complicated. So the less you have to keep track of, and the less you have to spend, the better off you are. Don't get caught up in this, I have to keep spending money to keep up with somebody. No, you don't. Rich people don't buy things. They don't have to impress people. They've got the money. They don't need to drive around in Ferraris. The wannabe millionaires and billionaires, they're the ones that buy those. Sometimes they buy them because of a tax write-off. But you don't get to write the whole thing off. Most things that you buy that are capital, you depreciate. Come on, lights. It's not that bad in here. It's pretty good. Why are you having trouble? I guess you need more light. I'm probably due for a new camera, a new phone. This was a couple years old, and they keep getting better every year. So I might have to look at that this year, see if I can get a new one that's got a better equipped camera. Some of them take some really beautiful distance shots. My previous phone actually did better than this one for distance shots. This one doesn't do very well. I saw my son today, so he's in need of prayer right now. He's struggling. He's got a couple of medical issues that he's been sick with, and I just need some prayer for him. I'm going to hopefully get him here, Lord willing, for my birthday week coming up, week after next. So if you spend some time with me here, I enjoy that, and I think he does. All right. Another short video. This is hectic right now while I'm trying to move all this stuff. I have to drive an hour and a half, get the stuff loaded up, go over to my son's, visit with him, come back, unload it, and then come back and then do my chores around here. And I'm tired. I'm starting to feel my age. And on May 6th, I will be 71. So, I may not look like it to some people, but I definitely feel like it. All right. All this stuff going on, just distractions. Don't worry about any of it. It's the sign of the times. God is in complete control. And He's coming for us soon. So be ready. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless.